Child of God, recently I was listening to a certain conversation from certain group of ladies, and they were talking about what they need men to do to them. And I listened carefully. And what caught my attention is that all of them needed or wanted a God-fearing man. But then, minutes later, that switched so quickly, and all of them were like, well, let that man be God-fearing, but also let him not be too deep. Well, I was like, this is getting interesting. I kept on listening. And one of them was quick to ask, is it possible for a God-fearing man also to piga sherehe? That is, become a party animal. And one of them also responded very quickly and was like, no, you cannot be lukewarm. When you are in God, you cannot be lukewarm. Interesting. So the conversation went on and went on and went on, and they were just like, you know what? I don't need a man, God-fearing man, who will also be too much on prayers, too much on Bible, too much on, going to church and all those things. So I listened keenly, and that caught my attention, honestly, and I was like, wow. I'm sure even God is listening to such conversations, and he's like, So I'm like, hey. And you know what? These are things that they are voicing out. Now let's not even go into their heart's desires, It's even crazier. The things that God hears, the things that God gets to see in our hearts. Oh my God. He's really a merciful Father, because it is so painful to realize that someone really desires you, but they do not want to go all in for you. Meaning they just need someone who is God-fearing, but whom they can also compromise with. Someone who will not make their life boring. Someone who, according to them, asking you to pray and doing all those godly stuff seems like very boring. So they still want to keep and maintain their worldly life and still have this good man. Okay? Now, child of God, is it that easy? Because if you are looking for something good, one of the things you have to understand is that there's work to be put into it. Okay? If you need that God-fearing woman or man, that person did not just become God-fearing from the blues. That person has to do a lot of work on a daily basis. Because when you become a God-fearing person, it's constant work. Each and every day, you are being transformed. You are being renewed. Your thoughts are being renewed, transformed. Your old way of thinking is being transformed. And it's a painful process at times, because letting go of old habits, letting go of some kind of mindsets that you've held on to for years, it can be very painful. Now remember, that person has gone through that process, and now here they're meeting you who doesn't want to go all in for God. You should not be that deep. Not that deep. Wow. And I know there are days I used to be like that ignorant, okay? And God forgave me for all those days that I was that ignorant. And one thing is that I agreed and accepted to submit under his leadership. And he took me in and he started working on me. When I tell you nothing comes easy, child of God. So these ladies are really, really desiring a good partner. And they also know that a good partner can only come from the Lord. Because someone who fears the Lord is someone who is very disciplined. That person will not give you headache, you can be sure. So, but then they still do not want to let go of their of themselves. They do not want to let go of their old habits. And wow. So, do you see a mismatch there? Do you see that mismatch? And that's why they will never attain those aspirations and desires they have. Because no sane woman who is, or sane man who is God-fearing, who has gone through that painful process, will entertain such. No one, I can assure you. And this is a conversation that really, made my heart sink. And I was like, wow, God really is merciful. And sometimes it's so painful to realize that really people need you, they want you, but they're not willing to pay the price to be with you. They're not willing to pay the price to stand with you no matter what. And that's why even in the relationships we have today, we get disappointed every time. Because God allows us to get disappointed. Because we do not want Him. We have rejected Him. And the same rejection we give to God is the same rejection we are getting even in relationships. No wonder we will continue getting heartbroken time and again. Because we have rejected the one who can give us the good things we want in this life. So if you have been rejected a lot of times, it's time you sat down, go back to the drawing book and revise your relationship with God. Because there's no way you are going to reject God and have that good person you are looking for. Even that good person will not recognize you because you already reject God. And if at all you are rejecting God, then why should I, who loves God with all my heart, allow you in my life? You understand? So there is such a mismatch that we do not see it and we don't recognize it. All we want is we want good things. Just like that. It doesn't work like that. I hope this is an eye-opener, and I hope this makes you become a better person. I love you all, and God loves you more. Until next time, bye-bye.